Hello, hi, and welcome to the Nothing podcast. Today's episode, very first episode, I don't really know what the direction is going to be, but yeah, we're just going to be talking about a few things that are on my mind, and from there we'll see where it goes, you know. This is all about having fun and just taking things easily. So whether you're listening to this in the car on your way to work, whether you are busy working, or a lot of people listen to this, to podcasts and stuff while working out. So just take a break and chill and explore the world of nothingness. There's been quite a few things that have been on my mind, and one of the things that have really been on my mind is the problem we as South Africans especially have with when it comes to alcohol. I think we have quite a huge problem when it comes to alcohol, and it becomes a problem when you start really seeing it get affected into your life, when things like accidents happen. Not really that it's something that is your fault, but it's someone else's fault. But because everyone is on the same road, when there's one reckless driver, everyone else might get affected, So, yeah, I really think we have a huge problem as South Africans when it comes to alcohol, especially when it comes to the point where we can't really host or have some hangout or function without there being alcohol being involved. It's very hard to tell someone, oh, come, let's have a braai, or come watch the football, the rugby, the cricket, or whatever, without there being alcohol. I think we really use alcohol as a coping mechanism, and sometimes I get why we have and we consume and drink so much alcohol. I mean, a few weeks back there was statistics that Hennessy, the liquor maker, what I don't know what you call them, Hennessy, the company, that they released that we are in the top 3 most countries that consume Hennessy specifically, and the other 2 countries were actually the United States and China. And if you were to compare us with those 2 countries, their economies are way more, so it would make sense why they can afford to drink a bottle that costs in the liquor store that costs between 6 and 2,000 rand, and also there's a lot more people there than we have here, so for us to be competing with the big dogs up there, it's really should be shocking, because we use alcohol sort of as like a coping mechanism. But there's a part of me that's not surprised, because if you look at us, we are heading into a recession, or we are in a recession or depression. I mean, we are a country where the economy is extremely bad. There's a lot of poverty, crime, a lot of gender-based violence and all these things. So a lot of people use alcohol as a way to cope, but yeah, it gets to a point where it is normal. It is very normalized in our country to consume a lot of alcohol. So for instance, it's not very weird that you literally be driving on a Monday morning through the city, and you'd find drunk people. It's not very frowned upon. Whereas when it doesn't matter which day it is, when you see someone doing drugs, everyone knows it is bad. I mean, I'm sure if you've lived in the hood, there's always that one uncle or whoever or someone that's always drunk. Doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, They're always drunk. Places that sell alcohol are literally booming. So places like nightclubs, taverns, and stuff like that, they make so much money because the thing is, when it comes to business, the consumption is there. So it makes sense why so many people would be investing into creating nightclubs and stuff like that, because there is a huge demand for when it comes to consuming alcohol. So yeah, I get why it is like that. But yeah, I really think we have a huge problem when it comes to alcohol. I mean, look at the amount of underage kids that are drinking alcohol, and it is extremely alarming because hi, sorry, we just ran into a few technical issues as I was talking there. My microphone got flat, but not a train smash, not a train smash. So as I was saying, it is becoming a huge problem because it is affecting the youth. I mean, look at the amount of kids that are consuming alcohol and what they're drinking. It is very, very alarming. Yeah, so I think we have quite a huge problem when it comes to the amount of alcohol that we consume in this country. I mean, not only that, but the whole, groove party club culture as a whole, So many people literally go to nightclubs and stuff like that and spend hundreds, not hundreds of thousands, but thousands. Sometimes they spend hundreds of thousands of rands when it comes to alcohol. So they spend a lot of money when it comes to alcohol. Literally, I know there's quite a lot of people that they'd be paid on a Friday, and come the Monday morning, more than 80% of the salary is gone to alcohol and stuff like that. So it gets to be quite a huge problem when it happens, as a country and stuff. But there's really nothing that we can do about it at the moment because, I mean, it's fueling the economy. I mean, if it wasn't for alcohol in and of itself, a lot of nightclubs wouldn't exist and stuff. And those nightclubs are also pumping money into the economy, whether it's taxes or whether it is by the people that are employed there. So, it has its pros and cons too. But yeah, I think it is really, really not only starting, it is a problem when it comes to our country. And, there's so many things, that's wrong with our country. I mean, the lack of jobs, the high interest rates, and the economy is so high right now that, people are really struggling daily to afford the basic necessities, like food, sanitary products, transportation. It's extremely bad. I mean, a week ago, the city of Joburg introduced this levy where you have to pay 200 rand, I don't know, as a fee for you to be able to buy prepaid electricity, and that really didn't sit well with a lot of people. But the thing is, even though we still have so many problems, I really love this country that we're in. I mean, we have great climates, great food. We could literally I could be in America right now where they have terrible healthcare, and the food is not only expensive, but it's also very questionable. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I think we live in a good country, and I have hope for where we are going as a country, and things could be much worse. And I think, yeah, but yeah, like, America is a wild place. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just the perception that we have of them on social media and stuff like that. But yeah, like, from the things you see on social media, like, some of them very bad in geography, which I really hope is just a thing on social media, and it's just people cutting out the best, like, people that actually know basic geography. But yeah, it looks terrible. Like most people think there that America is like a country. Not America, Africa. Like they think Ukuthi we are one huge country where we still have lions as pets and stuff. Some people do. I mean, there are people with a lot of money out there that have lions as pets. But yeah, like the things that they do also, like the food that you consume. Oh wow, the food that Americans consume is to another level. I personally, I have never been there, so a lot of the things that I'm talking about are just things that I see online. So like their food portions are crazy. They have like extra larges. They have like these at like McDonald's. You can go get like a Coke that's like in a 3-liter to go thingy. That's like not even like there's a few dollars extra than like a normal meal. So. And the amount of sugar that's in their food, wow. There's so many weird things that I feel like Americans do, you know, other than the fact that they still use the empirical system. I mean, talking in Celsius and foot and pounds and stuff, it's crazy to me when literally the rest of the world is on the metric system, which makes so much sense for the logic brain and the logics as a human. That why would you use the empirical system when you can use the metric system? Yeah, there's so many weird things I feel like that they do over there. And you know, just to close off the episode, I think we're gonna do you know, a little bit of overrated, underrated. I think some of the things that I feel like are very overrated, I think that social media, like having social media, is quite overrated because people don't really use social media as it's intended to. People use social media as a way of like showing off, which I guess I understand partially why. But yeah, like people don't really post on social media like Instagram and stuff anymore as like a way of like having like a digital calendar, digital reminder of like all the things you've done over the years and stuff. So I think yeah, social media is quite overrated. Especially me, it's quite ironic because I am in that social whole social digital marketing space, you know, as a profession. But yeah, I think it's quite overrated to the point where I felt I wanted to take a little bit of a break from it. Me personally, I'm still on it, obviously, because I have social media accounts and stuff that I run, and I always have to stay on it because a lot of my clients are on social media. But me personally, I've taken a break over like the past few months from it. And yeah, some other things that I feel like are quite overrated, especially when speaking about us as South Africans. I feel like bakkies, especially if you live like in the city, are extremely overrated. One, not only are they are very practical when you have big things, when you are moving, when you have like a landscaping business and stuff. It's extremely practical. I get that. But as just a day-to-day car, like imagine you're literally going to like a grocery store like Spar or Checkers, and you have like 2 bags with you, or like you have your laptop bag. I mean, we live in a country that has extremely high crime rates. You can't just when you come back from work, you can't just put your laptop bag next to you in the back seat because they're going to smash and grab it while you're in traffic. So the one place where you can put it is in the bag. But if you have a bakkie, even if you have like a cover that locks and everything, if you're going to put like small items there, like grocery bags or your laptop bag and stuff, as you're driving, it's literally going to be just going to be going back and forth and stuff. So I find them extremely uncomfortable also to ride in. Like the back seats, if you have like people transporting the back seats, most of the time because of the chassis and how it's formed, it is almost 90-degree angle. So taking long road trips and stuff in the backseat of a bakkie can be very, very, very uncomfortable. Also because the seats, underneath it, there's a lot of components and stuff. The seats are not very economical, so your knees are going to be bent to a point where it's not very comfortable to sit in. So I personally think that bakkies are extremely overrated when it comes to America. And keeping with the theme of cars, one car manufacturer that I think is very underrated is Volvo. I think Volvo cars are extremely safe. They are very well kitted out for the money that you're going to be spending on it. And yeah, some of them are quite expensive, but there are some of them that, especially secondhand, are very well priced. But yeah, like I get why some people don't buy Volvos. I mean, the aftermarket sales of it are quite bad. So if you buy one brand new, like it's gonna drop down in value so much. And also I think parts, I'm not 100% sure. I think also parts, are quite rare and stuff to find, because obviously it's a European car brand that's not built here. It's not like Toyota or VW and stuff. But yeah, so those are my thoughts and opinions for today. If there's anything you guys would like to talk about, actually, what is your favorite car manufacturer? Let me know in the comments down below, and you can also tell me why. Let's start a discussion. And yeah, if you don't mind, can you please go over to Spotify, just rate the episode, rate the podcast. Tell me if you liked it, or if you didn't like it, you can tell me why. I mean, we are always open to criticism. And yeah, that was it for this week's episode of the Nothing Podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll catch you guys next week. Cheers.